spring cleaning. If you're going to burn everything you own in a fire pit on Ocean Beach, do it on a Monday. On the weekends, people stake out pits as early, I'm gonna get a little further away, as early as 9 a.m. Also, for budget cuts, further still. At recent activity in Oakland, the police do not comb the beach during the week. If you can pack everything you own into 2 large duffel bags, that would be ideal, as you don't want to have to make more than one trip from the bus stop. And even though you are going to be burning everything, it would be a shame to have anything stolen. Gift the items you are too weak to burn. Your copy of The Prophet, your fishing rod and tackle in the hopes that someone will learn and feed themselves for a lifetime. The first and only Playboy you ever bought when you were 16 with Cindy Crawford on the cover. You bought it along with a postcard of Times Square and a pack of gum so the cashier would think you bought Playboys all the time. After about half an hour of ogling the pictures, you got bored, and now the shreds of that postcard hold the places of your favorite jokes and an interview with Ray Bradbury. Put the magazine into a manila envelope addressed North Pole and drop it in a mailbox. Start with the books and clothes made of synthetic fibers. Natural fibers require a bit more heat to catch, so hold those off for later. Return stuff that isn't yours. Burn effigies of things you've loaned out that you have no hope of finding their way back to you. A blender, a grill, your self-esteem. A plunger, a 30-foot tape measure your roommate borrowed to measure dicks with his boyfriend. Your sugar bowl. Burning books feels wrong. People tend to hang their heads anywhere that books have been burned, knowing that the cause they once championed was a fool's errand. You are not a fool. You are not burning these books because you do not believe in them. Convince yourself that particles of wisdom from these books will float through the atmosphere for ages, landing where they are needed unexpectedly, like Guai Cheng Kane in Kung Fu. Don't worry about the environment. Remember overhearing your neighbor who trades sustainable energy and drives a Hummer, yelling into the Bluetooth he didn't quite know how to use, that he was buying enough carbon offsets for the whole block, since everyone was so fucking wasteful. If there is a box in which you keep small items that you have kept over the years for no other reason than they warranted keeping, shotgun shells full of mica found on the beach, wine corks from bottles that meant something, wine corks from bottles that meant nothing, an empty box of saffron 1/2 inch square, a railroad tie found along the tracks when you walked back from South San Francisco, not because you missed a train, but because you had the time. Smash the box, as it will make excellent kindling. Burn the contents at your discretion. Don't feel badly if you suddenly aren't so averse to certain people burning. Tell yourself, you hope they only burn metaphorically. Believe this. Make sure at least one thing you burn has an alcoholic content, as the way the fire rushes to greet the alcohol is an apt illustration of how your bloodstream rushes to meet the alcohol. If you cannot bring yourself to burn anything with alcoholic content, you might have a drinking problem. Don't worry. Cologne, rubbing alcohol, and other less desirable proofs will do the job in a pinch. If you are sipping something as you throw the stuffed animal you've kept since you were a boy, the keeping of which has gotten you into no less than 3 fistfights, spit a cheekful into the fire and remember the excitement of the circus. Remember some girl's high school yearbook quote that said, "Shoot for the moon. If you miss, you'll still be among the stars." Remember that you had sex with that girl at prom. Remember that she was not your date. Remember that you had sex with your date after prom. Remember that when your date asked what you were thinking about, you were wondering if it was weird that you liked sex better in a bathroom than you did on a bed. Remember saying to her, "I'm so glad I found you." Remember remembering that from a TV show, the name of which you currently forget. Stoke the fire to make sure you get smoke in your eyes at moments of painful recollection. Resist the urge to do drugs, or for that matter, to drink too heavily, as you'll want to be present enough to remember what it's like to see the glass of your grandfather's pocket watch finally crack. The melting hands making you wonder whether Dali studied the theory of relativity. If you get inadvertently high while burning your stash, at least you did so in the act of destruction. You are a phoenix. If a soft rain starts to fall, take your shirt off and listen for the sizzling intercourse of water and fire. Don't be shy. Stragglers and passers-by may notice you and ask what you are doing. Say, "I woke up this morning and realized everything I had was so last season." Be over the top, drag out the O, or else be deadpan. But it's important that you commit fully, otherwise people will think you're crazy instead of deliberately eccentric. This is a fine hair to split, but an important one. The difference is intent.